picture of everything on the devil's side. He said, it starts out all candy and dreams and sweet and wonderful. And it goes bad very quickly. There's a reason why God said, stay away from this stuff. I know the spirits that are behind it. I kicked them out of heaven. They're not your friends. Jared Loughner and his actions last weekend are evidence, good evidence, of why God said, no, don't do this. Jared Loughner was a practitioner of something, and there's several names of it. One's called conscious dreaming. Another word for it is lucid dreaming. There's a graphic here on the screen. A woman reading a book called Conscious Dreaming. She's obviously a New Ager. It's quite a big book. Now, this is not something that, if you're really into Slipknot, this is what you're doing. Lots of people, a lot of people in the New Age, a lot of people outside of the New Age are practicing New Age concepts. This is part of the whole package that's moving into the Christian church right now, along with contemplative prayer, lectio divina, going into this trance and hearing the God that's on the inside of you. That's what this is part of. This lucid dreaming idea has to do with there was this idea called astral projection, where you go into a trance and you can, do all these things. Lucid dreaming or conscious dreaming is sort of described like this, and there's a Wikipedia article, we'll read it here in a little bit, but basically it says that, if you've ever had one of these dreams, and I've had a dream, where I would be dreaming and I would say, I think I'm dreaming here. Then you wake up and you go, well, that was weird, and you go back to sleep. Okay? Conscious dreaming or lucid dreaming says is that you can trigger the dream, and that you can wake yourself up inside the dream and be aware that you're in the dream and know that you're in the dream. And dreams have endless possibilities. You can then control, manipulate. You can do anything you want to inside this dream. This is being practiced all over the country, all over the world. It's part of a movie. There was a movie, and when I saw this, I thought, I got to see this movie. So I went and got the movie, watched it. Wow, are you ready for this? The world of lucid dreaming has to do with a movie that came out last year called Inception. Now, Inception, Leonardo DiCaprio, Inception had to do with this idea of lucid dreaming where you could actually go into a dream and manipulate the outcomes and do all kinds of things. And the Inception part of it was, and I'm trying to break this down because it was a long, weird movie, but it had this idea that you could go into shared dreaming, you could go into somebody's dream, or you yourself could go into this deep, deep trance, and they had like 3 layers. 3 layers. It's like the 3 levels of Masonic ritual, the first 3 degrees. Once you got to the 3rd layer of the dream, the deep, deep dream, you could plant a subliminal idea into your own mind, your own subconscious, or someone else's subconscious. And as DiCaprio is describing this in the dream, here is the symbol he wrote of how it works. We have seen that one before. The Wikipedia article describes it like this. The wake-initiated lucid dream occurs when the sleeper enters REM sleep with unbroken self-awareness directly from the waking state. There are many techniques aimed at entering a wild, which is a wake-initiated lucid dream. The key to these techniques is recognizing the hypnagogic stage, which is within the border of being awake and being asleep. If a person is successful in staying aware while this stage occurs, that person will eventually enter the dream state while being fully aware that it is a dream. There are key times when this state is best entered. While success at normal bedtime after having been awake all day is difficult, it is relatively easy after sleeping for 3 to 7 hours or in the afternoon during a nap. Techniques for inducing wilds abound. Dreamers may count, envision themselves climbing or descending stairs, think about that one, chant to themselves, lectio divina, contemplative prayer, whispering prayers, oh Jesus, you're so great. That's how you do it. Chant to themselves, control their breathing. That's what breath prayers is all about. Count their breaths to keep their thoughts from drifting. Concentrate on relaxing their body from their toes to their head, or allow images to flow through their mind's eye That's the third eye, the pineal gland. And envision themselves jumping into the image to maintain concentration and keep their mind awake while still being calm enough to let their bodies sleep. In other words, lucid dreaming, conscious dreaming, whatever you want to call it, it's an occult practice that involves stopping the logical part of your brain, like the male. Remember, we dealt with that in that video called Contemplative Prayer. You need to get that, need to see that. And the creative side of our brain that's not supposed to be ruling over us. It's about opening up that and allowing, and see really what that is it's a firewall. God built and designed into us, called our consciousness, sobriety, a firewall. Keeps all the bad stuff out, keeps all the bad guys. You can think of it as like the sheepfold that Jesus talked about. And he said the thief doesn't come in by the door because Jesus is the door. The thief comes in some other way. And the thief has only one purpose in the mind, and that is to steal and to destroy. And Jared Loughner was a practitioner of this kind of activity. You remember back in the 70s, a man by the name of Gary Wright, who I found out when he wrote this song, it was massively influenced by the Beatles, who were then influenced by these gurus from India and so on. Gary Wright wrote a song called Dreamweaver. You remember that? You know, we go around singing these songs in the 70s and we don't get it. We look back now and we're going, that's weird. Gary Wright, Dreamweaver, I believe you can get me through the night. Dreamweaver, listen to what he says. I believe we can reach the morning light. Guess who that is? How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, light, son of the morning? Lucid dreaming, conscious dreaming, contemplative prayer, lectio divina, New Age meditation, channeling, they all have one goal in mind. One goal. And that is to meet the morning light, Lucifer. One website from a New Ager dealing with dream weaving, he calls it personal and planetary transformation with sound and sacred geometry. His article says the Dreamweaver blends music. Stop right here. Music. Does music have an influence in activity like this? Yes, Slipknot, AC/DC, you name it. Gary Wright's Dreamweaver, they all play a part. Remember, Lucifer is made up of tabrets and pipes. He knows music. So, the Dreamweaver blends music, alchemy. We know what alchemy is. It's the transmutation of lead into gold, or humans into gods. Think of Genesis 3. Music, alchemy, and sacred geometry, creating a healing, multidimensional energy field and surround sound healing environment with multiple personal and professional applications. Inside the Dreamweaver, you feel the musical vibrations pulsing throughout your body. These pulsations facilitate the natural release of neuropeptides and affect brainwave frequencies, resulting in shifting states of consciousness. Stop right here. The music. We at Bethel Church sing out of those old hymn books. I love those old songs. Nothing but the blood of Jesus, Amazing Grace, the old rugged cross, things like that. That's what we sing. Something happened 10, 20 years ago in the American church. They quit singing songs like that and they went to songs that were more harmonic. Songs that made you feel. Songs that slowed the vibrations of your mind down. Songs that were acting as facilitators so that you would accept certain ideas and certain principles that were not taught out of the Scriptures. I'm telling you folks, it's everywhere. One quickly moves into a deeply relaxed state which enhances the communication between mind, body, heart, and spirit. Notice that he mentioned 4 things: principalities, powers, rulers of darkness, spiritual wickedness in high places. Facilitated sessions by trained facilitators support expanded awareness and personal transformation. Stop right here. The